90% of people use Claude as a glorified, expensive search engine. They type in what they want to the chat, they get an answer, and they go about their day. Now, while that's fine, and I started there as well, you're sort of missing the entire point. Claude has a skill layer, and once you understand this, it goes from just a regular old chatbot to a full team member that's capable of marketing or whatever you need. A skill is essentially a set of instructions that you give Claude, and then you can call on these instructions with a simple slash command. This could be your brand voice, your offers, creating content, anything that you want inside one single specialized skill. And all the context is there, so you never have to re-explain yourself over and over. And in this video, I'm going to cover the 13 Claude skills that you need as a marketer. Some of them you could get running with ASAP. These are actually offered by Anthropic, and some of them I'll be building custom and show you exactly what's possible when you use Claude and Claude skills to do your marketing for you. It's going to 10x the way you use Claude. Let's get into it. Now, there's two types of skills I'll be covering. In theory, they're both the exact same thing. You call in the skill, it's a specialized agent, it does that certain task. But 4 of these skills are going to be preloaded to Claude, so you could literally download them in 30 seconds. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And the other 9 are going to be the actual valuable ones that I've built custom, right? So I'm going to show you what is possible. And these custom skills do not come with Claude, but you could build them with Claude, integrate them into Claude, and they're custom to your workflow, your business. You're going to get more value out of these, but you'll have to get the best of both worlds because you could start today and you could see what's possible. So to follow along with the 4 plug and play skills I want to show you guys, navigate over to Claude desktop. It'll look something like this. You have your chat, you have your cowork, etc. In cowork, go down to customize, and now you're in sort of this page here within Claude desktop. You can see over here, I have all of these plugins, I have skills, I have connectors. We're going to be operating within skills and plugins. And just so you guys understand, because sometimes there's confusion around this, when it comes to plugins and skills and how all these things work together, first you have plugins, and under plugins, you have your skills. All right, so skills operate under plugins. Sometimes it's just confusing. So, A, B, skill C, etc. But that's actually how it works. All right, so you can see under my Attract AI content, it's our company, I have skills. And these are all the skills that go with Attract AI content. All right, so first thing I want you to do is we're going to cover the brand voice. Now, the brand voice skill is something that teaches Claude your brand voice, your tone, language patterns, all those different things. And the way you're going to find this is you're going to go to personal plugins, browse plugins. So this is Anthropic's directory. Again, they're pre-built already. You're going to go to marketing, and you can see if you download the marketing plugin, you have your brand voice skill. So under the plugin of marketing, you have all these different skills, one of them being brand voice. Everyone needs to install a brand voice because everyone needs to make sure that their content does not sound like AI. And this skill, it's not perfect, but it's going to get you to that point. All right, so that's the first one. All you have to do, again, is you go to marketing. Yours will say a plus sign right here. Hit plus, download it, and now you have the actual skill that you can use. Next, we are going to cover the skill creator. Now, I didn't cover this as one of the 13. This is like a bonus extra one, but the skill creator is something that helps you create skills, which is going to be super important for the 9 other custom skills I'm going to show you later on. This is basically a skill that allows you to create skills. So you could call on it. You could say, hey, Claude, build me this skill, and it'll walk you through that workflow. Skill creator. Yeah, so the skill creator you can see right here. This is also offered by Anthropic. By the way, guys, with all of these skills, you could manipulate them. You could do a lot of different things. You could see the ins and outs of them. For this video, you don't need to understand a lot of this. You can sort of see the skill creator. The job is to use a skill to figure out what the user is and then help them build the skill. All right, so it's a skill that builds skills, right? But that is the skill creator. And again, this is offered by Anthropic. So you could download it within the store, like I just showed you how to do with marketing. The skill creator, I believe, is in one of these different ones here. So it's in one of these. You could check. You sort of have to search for it a little bit, but it'll show you exactly how to create skills. So that's another one that I highly recommend you do, almost like a bonus. Next, we have the SEO audit. So if you go to plugins again and you go to marketing, you have the SEO audit. So if I hit plus 4 more, yep, there it is. SEO audit. What it does, runs a comprehensive SEO audit, keywords, on-page analysis, content gaps, etc. Now, I'm not the biggest SEO person, but SEO is super important just to see where people are finding you. Some of my videos, like you're watching this YouTube video right now, some people are finding me through ChatGPT search, Google search, all these different things, and just cool seeing where people are coming from. And not only is it cool, but it's helpful. So you can build a strategy around that. You can use it to get more leads for your business, all different types of things. By the way, if you're interested in getting these entire workflows actually ready to go into production, check out our AI marketing community down below. It's all about using AI with marketing to get more leads and grow your business on autopilot. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link down below. The next one we are going to cover outside of the SEO audit is performance analytics. All right, so this is also pretty straightforward here, and I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on my custom skill, but just at a very high level, you need to see what's going on within your business. So if you go to marketing, you should have performance analytics right here. What this is going to do is just going to review campaign results, your social media, etc. And a little bonus for you guys is you want to go to connectors. So again, just to make sure all on the same page here. We're in Cowork, we're in Customize, browsing the plugin store. But if you go to connectors, so you get access to connectors here, you could also access right here. You want to connect live data. So for example, let's see if we can find something here, like your Stripe data or your Notion data, or for social media, it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to want to integrate live data. So something like the skill performance analytics has live data. So you could call in the scale and say, hey, check my CRM and check my Stripe. How much money did I make today? How many leads did I get today? How did my social media perform? How did my ads perform? Like, for example, you should be able to integrate GA4. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff you could do here. So analytics, we have all these things. There's literally infinite things you guys could do. So Airtable, this is a good one. I'm glad I found this because Airtable, I store a lot of my content ideas. You can see I already have this added. So I can connect this to Airtable, and now live, I can performance analytics / command performance analytics using my Airtable. Let me just show you how that looks in action here. So if I go back, just create a random chat here, I could say performance analytics, boom, check my YouTube analytics and give me a summary of the last week. If I go here, go to connectors, I could see all this live data being pulled in here. All right. So for Airtable, this wouldn't make sense, but for something like Windsor, which is where I get a lot of my actual information from my live social medias, that's like a data aggregation platform, this is going to work. So I'm going to let this run and move on to the next one. That's how you could think about using skills and live data to actually get the output. All right. So these skills actually work. I'm not just showing them for the sake of showing them. These are things I actually use to make sure that I'm getting use out of Claude. All right. So that is number 4. And finally, we have the design plugin. So if I go back to customize, if I go to personal plugins, browse plugins, I have the whole design plugin. Now, these are 12 different skills. So technically it's not a skill, it's a plugin. It has a bunch of skills underneath it. These are sort of my favorite ones. But design is huge, guys. If you could automate design, not to pay an expensive designer, you can build your own websites, landing pages, you can make social media graphics. One of the more powerful things I've been using AI for. Text is great, but design is awesome, right? So these are all the different skills. I recommend just installing the entire design plugin, using all of these, and then finding a favorite. Cool looking forward-facing design, but that is the last skill. It's really a plugin, but it has a plethora of skills underneath it. All right, and going back to the performance analytics skill that we called in, you could see that it integrated with live data, and then it showed my summary for YouTube, right? So these are the views I'm getting every single day. These are the watch time in minutes I'm getting every single day. Subscribers I'm getting every single day, etc. So you can see it actually reviewed my analytics with the slash skill and then gave me this output here. All right. So instead of me fumbling around with like, hey, create a chart and do this, it's just all baked into this pre-existing skill that Claude already has that will allow you to do something like this. All right. So those are the few skills, and in this case, a plugin that Claude already has access to that you can just download right now. Again, go to customize, go to personal plugins, browse plugins, and then all of these skills are under the plugins. Now let's move to the more valuable ones, the ones I've custom created to fit workflows in my business. So if you're a business owner, coach, trying to get more leads for your business, you're trying to get more clients for your business using social media, marketing, these are the ones that are custom that I have built myself that you could use as well. Just see how to attack things because it's absolutely insane what you could do right now. All right, the first custom skill I have made for myself is called the YouTube session skill. Essentially, it does competitor research, full script, presentation, titles, and film brief all for me. Instead of it taking 2 to 3 days for me to do a video, it takes one single session. It takes about 30 minutes in all actuality. So let me just show you what this looks like here. By the way, the script I'm looking at right here. So this exact hook, this exact script, this exact presentation, it was all made using this YouTube skill. So think about it. All I have to do is show up and film. That's all I have to do. All right, so if I call in a YouTube session, I'm not going to run through the whole thing because it does take a good chunk of time. Calling a YouTube session, I'll say, hey, Shaz, what do you want to create a YouTube session about? Let's validate the topic against what's working in your market, against your competitors. Once I validate the topic with it, then it will ask me for like my input. It will take the inputs and then it will run the script. It will run the presentation. It will run the titles. It will run every single thing. All I need to do is quality check it, review it, film it, done. Absolutely done. All right. So that's what it's going to do. It's going to go out on its own right now. And just find videos I've been working on. So I'm going to close that out. But the YouTube session skill is something that does all of my pre-production for me, competitor research, full script, etc. Right? It's awesome. I show up, I film, I'm done. That's how I'm able to post once every 2 days. That's how I've gotten hundreds of leads in the past 30 days just from my YouTube channel alone using a YouTube session. Because if you could cut down the time it takes for you to create, a lot of people think that creating more means getting more views. If you could just get the same amount of views on your content but post 2x, so if you're getting 100 views per video right now, 100 views and you're posting, 5 times a month, you're gonna get 500 views, right? So instead of working so hard to increase your views, which is something you should be able to do, you can just post 10 times a month, just double your output, and you can double your views, right? You're gonna get 1,000, 1K, right? And Claude is gonna help you double your videos without doubling your actual time input, all right? So it's an easy way to think about getting more views, getting more leads, getting more attention is just make it easier to film, put out the videos, right? So that's the YouTube session skill. This one helps me out a lot. And again, the greater part of all of these skills are going to be plug and play for you to copy down below in our AI marketing community if you want to check that out. Next, we have the Shorts Clipper. So one of our biggest strategies right now is you have your YouTube video that Claude already helps me with. So Claude Code already helps me do this. But now we're going to clip up the videos into TikTok, IG. Facebook is actually very, very slept on. So Facebook, and all this is using the AI clipping skill, right? So the AI clipping skill will go ahead and clip all of my videos for me. And if you check out the shorts on my page, like the last 2 or 3 shorts, they've all been AI generated. Like I've not done any work. AI clipper will take the video, it'll clip it up, find clippable moments, and create the actual shorts for me. And how this works, and the skill, it'll take this like the entire YouTube video. So this is my entire YouTube vid. It'll identify like here to here is a good clip, here to here is a good clip, and here to here is a good clip. It'll take these clips and then manipulate the format. So my face is on the bottom and then the screen is on the top. And it'll do that for all these different clips. And what we'll do after that, it'll add captions. So add captions and animations. So step number 1, you can think about finding good parts. Step number 2 is thinking about formatting the screen. Step number 3 is adding the additions, and then I have a ready to go clip, right? Pretty insane what you could do when it comes to clipping. This gets me extra few thousand views. In some cases, almost every single day. Extra attention, more eyeballs, better leads, more business. Number 4 is the thumbnail generator. You liked this thumbnail, and this was completely AI generated. We built a whole software around this that are available to our clients if you want to check that out. But this was completely done using AI. Like my thumbnails, all of them for the past 2 months have been all using AI. My click-through rate has gone up. I don't spend $40 on the thumbnail back and forth. I've hired dozens of thumbnail designers. Trust me, guys, it's expensive and it's annoying. Now all my thumbnails are just done using AI and our workflow there. So this is not necessarily a skill. It started as a skill and evolved into an entire software platform so we can help our clients with it. But that is what's possible when it comes to a custom built skill. So this is something Anthropic is not going to give to you. You have to build it yourself. Next, we have the LinkedIn writer. Again, one of my favorites here. LinkedIn is a really good source for leads and just a really good source to connect with people. So if I call in the LinkedIn skill here, so let's do LinkedIn post writer. It's going to go look at all of my past LinkedIn posts, examples of good LinkedIn posts that I like, etc., and it's going to make me topic. So let's talk about how important Claude Code is for marketers. This is going to be the topic on my LinkedIn post. I'm going to click run, and it's going to go ahead and just build out an entire LinkedIn post for me. If you go ahead and follow me on LinkedIn, you can see that my LinkedIn posts actually do well. I've signed clients there. I've met a lot of cool people there. It's a really good place to get leads, especially if you're in the high ticket sort of B2B space. And you can see some of my posts here, guys. They actually do pretty well. So this one got a few thousand impressions. Everyone usually gets around 100 likes. So 163, 5,000 impressions, not very bad at all, right? So that is what you're able to do with LinkedIn. And you're going to see it's going to read all of my performing LinkedIn posts, my LinkedIn writing lessons. So again, within the skill. So if I go back here in the beginning, we talked about plugins, there's skills, right? Under plugins, there's skills. Now under skills, there's also a lot of stuff going on. You need to write a good system prompt. These are like instructions. You need to give good examples. You need to give good rules and definitions. And all these things you have to do to get a good skill. Like the LinkedIn skill, the YouTube skill is only as good as you train it. So you have to actually learn how to properly build these skills, just like you would build other things like a GPT on ChatGPT when that came out, or a Claude project. Skills, you need to give it good rules. It goes without saying. These things are magical if you set them up in the right way. So what it's going to do, it's going to give me 3 LinkedIn posts, okay? Most marketers using Claude leave 8% of its value on the table. I know this because I was one of them for 6 months. Cool. This one, LinkedIn Claude setup saves me 2 days of work every week. It's not a prompts and integration skill. I use Claude Code every day for 6 months, barely scratched the surface. Then I found a skill layer. Everything changed. All right, so you can see those are examples of LinkedIn posts. It gave me 3 variations because that's how I prompted the skill to operate. Then I could choose one, post on LinkedIn, and I can literally do all of my LinkedIn for the month in probably 2 hours, which is pretty insane. Next, we have the competitor monitor. So if I call in that, essentially it's going to look at all of my competition and see and sort of spy on them, if you will. I don't call it a monitor, I call it offers. It's going to look at all of my competition, all of their offers, what changed week over week, what their school communities are doing, what their agency is doing. It's going to look at every single one of them and pretty much just spy on them. In the past, you'd have to set up an automation to do this, Or you'd have to hire a team member to do this, or hire an agency to do a competitor analysis like audit. That will still be better quality, but this is super easy. I could run it on a schedule. I could run it every Friday just to see what my competition is doing and how I could adjust myself in coordinates with everyone else in my niche that is doing something similar to me. Because if a lot of people move to one single thing, a lot of my competition started doing, this strategy, I should probably look into doing the strategy, right? But I wouldn't know this if I wasn't looking at this every single day, or having Claude in this case look at it for me. And you can see that this is running and it's looking at different people on my niche. So this is a competitor in my niche, Jack Roberts. Shout out to him, good guy. All these different people, right? Some of them I know because I've met a lot of the people in my space. I can just keep tabs on what they're doing, all right? And if they're changing something that I should know about, I now know about it. And the good thing that I want to, or some way to think about this, is instead of being reactive when the ball is too late, like the ball is already dropped and I'm way behind it and I'm just struggling, I'm being proactive. I'm actively searching instead of something happening and then I have to react to it, all right? So Claude allows me to be proactive and take measures to help my business grow and help me stay on top of things rather than be reactive. When something happens and then they're like, oh, I didn't know about it, now I have to react to it. All right, so this is really good. This is how to think about building some skills. It should keep you on top of the curb. And let's just let this run and see. It's looking at 44 channels, different types of offers. It's going to give me a full report as what changed, what people are doing, and things of that nature. To go even more in depth on the same skill, it looks at the landing pages and looks at the pricing change, so like how this actually works. It goes to the competitors. So like Claude code will go to, like, say this is a competitor, and then we'll go to that person's LinkedIn bio. So link 1, link 2, link 3, and then it will extract all the information, summarize it in a big report for me, and then do this across all my competition. So that is how it's able to get such in-depth information about my competition. So it has everything. Now it's going to write the report for me. There it goes. All right, now these are the findings. So from 44 channels I am looking at, 18 have a community, mostly are freed, some are paid. School, 11 have a SaaS product, 12 have a done for you service. No changes. So from last week when I ran this, nothing really changed. And then it tells like, hey, Shaz, this is what you should do based on what other people are doing. Done for you content production is underserved. Okay. And then it gives me an entire offer report. So these are the people I'm tracking within my niche. This is what they're doing. These are the offers they're selling, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty crazy. All right. So that is sort of, or competitor monitor, I should say. It looks at the offers, looks at the pricing, and just tells me what people are doing so I can adjust accordingly. Next, we have the Draw.io architect. Essentially, Draw.io is a free diagram tool. So now you could tell Claude what to build with this free whiteboarding/diagram tool. You could use it for videos. If you watch my other channels, a lot of the videos I'm covering diagrams, use Draw.io for clients, offer structures, team organization, organization charts, etc. So if I call in the skill here, I'm going to say, please create a flow chart on YouTube to other platform repurposing. Pretty easy there. And it's going to go ahead and just going to make this for me. I don't have to start from scratch. I don't have to start by paying anyone. I don't have to have a designer do this for me, obviously, or I have to take manual time. I used to do this manually. If you look at my YouTube channel, go all the way back. I used to take an hour to create these every single time. Now this draw.io is going to just build it for me. It's going to output it right in Claude, and I can manipulate it in Claude, film it in Claude, etc. It's all code-based. So it's going to code behind the scenes of the whiteboard, then output the UI of the whiteboard so I can see it, right? And this is, by the way, if you need to download this, you need to install the plugin draw.io, which I covered in another video. Just go to the sidebar here, hit plugins, download the draw.io extension, excuse me, and then you'll be good to go from there. So it's gonna go ahead and read my brand style, diagram templates, because again, with this skill, I have to give it training, which is brand style, diagram templates, all those different things. Then it has a training, it's gonna output the actual whiteboard to me. And while that's running, I actually started running the trend scanner as well. So this looks across Google Trends, Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, and 5 other places to show me like what's trending in my niche. So I have this running right now. The trend scanner, it's pulling Twitter signals, it's pulling a bunch of different things, and it's just going to look for what's trending in my niche. So I know what to create for the next week, because trends are a great way to grow your brand. It shouldn't be the pillar of your content strategy, but it's a great way to get more out there. If you're a marketer, that should be like 20% of your content strategy is getting big top of funnel traffic in. And then from there, refining with bottom of the funnel, lead magnets, stuff like that. I covered that in another video, the actual content strategy we have used to make over 7 figures for our clients with top of funnel, which is what this is looking for. And also while both of these are going, so we have the draw.io going, we have the trend scanner. If you hit think, so thinking, you could see exactly what it's doing. So it's writing every single thing out. Now it's done, but you could see like in this like grayish text, you could see exactly what it's doing here. All right, so this is what it did. It created the actual diagram for me, which is pretty cool. YouTube repurposing pipeline, flowcharts. I'm just gonna say, open this in VS Code so I can take a look when done. Boom. Trend scanner also seems to be done. Okay, it's waiting for the results. Just tell it to open the results. And here we go. These two things are running at the same time and should be done soon. All right, and there we have it. This went ahead and opened up. I have two tabs open in draw.io, but that's okay. You can see it made this entire thing for me, like live, right? So film long form video, edit and post, publish on YouTube. If it's a strong clip, review it manually, extract 3 to 5 clips, and then put it on every single platform, right? So pretty cool. Give me a legend, give me everything. I didn't do any work for this. Like I just trained it correctly with the skill and it drew this entire thing up. Now I could use this, send it to my team, send it to a team member that needs to build something on top of it, whatever, right? So that is the draw.io functionality, and it's really that easy. That's all it had to do. Just get it a single prompt from me. Like you could see, this is all I gave it and did the rest of the work for me. So that's one of my more favorite useful skills. To build these on autopilot saves me so much time. All right, and for the trend scanner, because it does take a long time to run, I just stopped it and say, output the most recent one, and this is what it gave me. So last week when I ran it, it gave me the topics to talk about, Claude code, NAN, AI agents, agentic workflows, and the score and the urgency of when I should create this content. All right, so that's sort of what you could expect. You could see that Claude co-work is up 5,000 on Google Trends, which is insane. I made a video on that and it did really well because this told me it did well. Vibe marketing, vibe coding. I have a vibe marketing video coming soon just because the trend scanner told me to make it. And then what I could do from here, you could pass skills to skills. So you could take this and say, hey, let's start a YouTube session. I already showed you guys this. Let's start a YouTube session on vibe marketing, blah, 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 right? So that is how you could pass skills to each other and chain them together to get a outflow or a workflow that gets a really good end result piecemeal. All right, so that is the last one about content, video form. Now we have the newsletter writer, which is underrated in my opinion. If I drag this down here, I could show you guys that the newsletter, I just call in the newsletter. It has past newsletters that I have written. It also has examples from my competition. And it's really cool. I could write newsletters automatically now. So if I just go to my YouTube channel and let's say I want to create a newsletter video for this video, literally just say, create a newsletter for this video, please. Look how cool this is. Not only is it going to create the newsletter, write really good copy, it's going to open it up in kit.com, which is my email software, right? So I don't have to do anything here. To hire a copywriter, hire someone to manage it. It literally does this for me. I could run this on a schedule. Absolutely insane what you could do. One of my favorite skills here because newsletters and emails still make up a large part of digital marketing sales. So you should still be doing that. All right, now you can see that it is done. It recognizes this as a YouTube promotional email, wrote the entire email for me, and it wrote 3 subject lines. I chose number 2 as a subject line I wanted to go with, and I don't want to show you this because all my API keys and stuff are right below this, but it gave me a link. I clicked that link, and look, I go right to kit.com, boom. Newsletter there, ready for me to go. A little bonus hack for you guys is this is all in HTML, so you can see it's like one big thing. What you want to do is hit this little magic button here. This, boom, now it's editable. Look, I could change this. Like how insane is this? All right, I just went from one single command to a newsletter that's editable in my kit.com account, ready to send to my few thousand email newsletters subscribers. It's really that crazy. It has the variable name there, etc. Like this is one of my favorite ones, even hyperlinked the video for me. Like it doesn't get much better than this. Probably one of my favorite automations that is most powerful. Saves me a lot of time and headache because I don't have to hire anyone to manage this, etc. So those are the 13/14 Claude skills that you need as a marketer. Again, if you want any of these built custom for you and your company, you can book a call with me down below. If you want to learn this yourself and upskill yourself, you can check out our AI marketing community. I also have a free guide for you on what I just went over. If you want to follow along as much as you can and try to recreate the success here. But it's pretty insane what you could do. If you like this video and you're a marketer that wants to use AI to grow their business or the company you work for, that business, check out my other videos and subscribe. I drop a video like this every other day. Otherwise, thank you for watching all the way to the end. I hope this helps you, and I will see you in this video next. Take care.